Hi, I'm Mrs. Spindler and today we're visiting my new house. It isn't quite done yet, but we can talk about it to understand more about architecture and design. This type of drawing is called a survey. It shows the lot that you own, like your yard, where you can put your house, how far it is from the street, and where your driveway will be. Several of the lots near our new house have been sold. The one right next to us is still for sale. What do you think? Can we build a school? Or a restaurant, a store, or a big playground in the lot next to us? The rules of the village, the zoning laws, allow just a single family house on this lot. As they were building and putting in the foundation and some of the walls for the house, we had some questions about how steep the driveway was going to be. So we went out on the driveway at Grandma and Grandpa's house with some sticks and string and a tape measure and tried to figure out what the slope was going to be, how steep the driveway was going to be. And then we also went on the computer and used an elevation of the front of the house. That's if you're standing right in front of the building and looking straight at it. That's the very front of the house. Or an elevation can be a side view or a back view too. And you can also do an elevation of the inside walls. But we use the elevation of the outside walls so you can see how tall it is and how wide it is. And then we used this software program to draw out where the grass was going to be and where the driveway was going to be. And then we put a person on the drawing that's the right size to be next to this size house. And so we tried to get a feel for how big everything was and how steep that driveway was actually going to be. Here's a sketch by a famous architect. He thinks while he's drawing. And look at how his building turned out. This is an art museum at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. It is by Frank Gehry. The construction workers often give the pieces of his buildings names like the nose or the potato chip because of the way the metal bends. Some people joke that another project he worked on looks like he just crumpled up a piece of paper and said it was supposed to be a building. But a big team of people worked together to turn his ideas into an actual structure. Check out the model this student is building. After he's done, the teachers and the other students can talk about the project and understand each other's ideas when they have this model to look at and point at. Architects use many tools to help them communicate their ideas and tell everyone else what they're thinking. Another big part of architecture is how you feel in a space. It matters what size a space is and what materials are used there. It matters if a space is beautiful or not. So what kinds of outdoor play spaces are great for kids? When we're looking at these pictures, we're looking at scale and proportion, which means that it's just the right size for your hands and your feet. Is it colorful? Is it safe? Like think about the mulch or something on it that makes it less slippery so that you have a good grip. Is it exciting? Is it fun? Is it beautiful? Does it build your muscles and let you test out new skills? Does it use light and shadow? Can it be sunny and shady and the way the materials are? Does it let the light through in different ways and make patterns? And then can you use your senses? Hearing, sight, touch, maybe not taste, but smell might work with different kinds of plants that are around your playset. Does it provide places to work in a big group or a small group and maybe on your own? Does it invite you to play? So while you're thinking about what might be included in a playset designed for kids, let's look at some other site work that architects have to do. Architects would use a GIS map or even Google Maps if you've used that on your computer at home to find the yard that they want to build in. See, it looks like we're in an airplane looking down at the grass and the trees, the houses and the streets. This is kind of like the survey and the lot information we were looking at for my house before. Then we might take that information and start drawing on top of it, either by hand or using a computer. This software lets you measure and draw things to the right size. Here is a play structure we designed for our last house. See this person here? That's letting me know how big to make all the pieces. I can rotate the screen and zoom in and out to get a good feel for this space and keep working on the design. It takes a lot of time and many different versions to get it just right. Then we have to add more details and describe all the materials that we're using for this design. We made lots of lists of all the parts we would need, and we even went to the lumberyard to order the wood. The big beam for the top of that swing set had to come by rail car on a train to the lumberyard. After many months of work, we finally had this playset to use. What do you think? So let's check back to our list of great outdoor play spaces for kids. Does it look inviting to play on? Are there sunny places and shady places? Can you climb and run and jump and have fun? Is it exciting and beautiful? Is it safe? Architects need to make sure their design meets all the requirements of the project, and they want the project to be beautiful and make people feel great in a space. So, in your sketchbook, take a look at the community map. A community is where people live, work, and play. Can you tell where the roads, water, and grass is on the map? Look at the pictures for each of the buildings that might belong in your community. We have some houses, a shopping center, a school, a fire station, a library, a hospital, police station, hotel, and park to choose from. Where should all these things go on your community map? Everyone's might be different. Pick out all the pictures of the building you want to use in your community. Choose the best spots for where you think each of those pictures should go. If you have time, you can cut out the buildings and glue them on, or just write the names or the first letter of the buildings on your map. Like a fire station could be FS. Library could be L. Do you have a place for the park? And is there space for an outdoor play space for kids? If you have time, find a blank page or pick the one with the graph paper grid lines and start thinking about what your outdoor kids playset might look like.